Hello, 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 and greetings, everybody. Welcome back to another Friday live stream on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. As it says on the shirt, welcome to my safe Gayven. So, thank you guys for joining me. For those of you that are already in the stream early, what did Sam Wilson say in the second episode or first episode? There's no such thing as on time. It's either early or late. So thank you guys for being here. And for those of you that will join in the stream later, if you could do me a favor and hit the like button and all that stuff for the stream, it'll help get more people into the stream and letting YouTube know where the live chat of the Falcon and Winter Soldier is every single week. Thank you so much for being here. And as usual, I do not do these live streams motherfucking alone. I got the flyest superhero in the biz. I can't even think of what I was about to say. I was about to think of something witty. I couldn't think of it. It lost me. But anyway, so my favorite person to talk to every week. Let's bring on Ron. Hey, what's up? Ron, how's it going?
You gotta write those things down.
I do. I need to write it down. But I don't be thinking about it because I'll be like, it just comes to me like at the top of the moment. Then I was like, fuck, I lost it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like writing stuff down. I don't like to be by rote. It kind of makes me feel
like it's playing,
a little robotic. Here's this spontaneous joke. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, we are talking superheroes. But anyway, guys, it is a thing here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel where when we are talking live, I will be paying attention to the chat and everything like that. But if there is a comment, question, or anything that you want to get out to us, if you want to help the stream out, because it is the lifeblood of the channel. Again, it's not expected, but it is greatly appreciated. If you want to leave a super chat, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, it's not expected. I will be paying attention to the chat. Don't worry if you don't have any money or anything like that. Don't think I'm just going to ignore your comment or only pay attention to super chats. But again, it is appreciated. It's the lifeblood of the channel, and I will love you forever since I am unemployed. but anyway, so Ron, really quick, because every single stream we always have one person where it's their first stream.
Oh, so and then I awkwardly say.
Yeah, we got one right here. and Jolie, who I see all the time in my comment section. So she's not new to the channel, but she said, I finally made it to a Falcon and Winter Soldier live.
Oh, cool.
So I'm pretty sure she knows you, but still, introduce yourself.
I am Ron. I run a website called You Don't Read Comics. I review comics weekly. I talk about comics every time. I live, eat, sleep, breathe comics. It's like all I do. Comic books, like actual books. You can find me on YouDon'tReadComics.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm always posting memes, always talking about comics.
Yeah, well, there you go. Oh, wait a minute. We got some super chats in here all freaking ready. So, Miss Makiba, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey, guys, I've done no work today because that makes two of us. Yeah. Because I spent the day buying and reading the full Truth, Red, White, and Black series. Excited for your review. That is a great comic, and that definitely will get you prepared for this episode. Wait a minute. We got the celebrity in the house, the guy who I watch every single week on the Blurred Cave. Ernie from Blurred Without Fear for the culture. Keep the good talk going. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And Dust Daughters always coming through for your boy. Hey, Michael. Hey, Ron. I just find it funny that the lead of the black lead of the show never talks about race, but all the white characters do. Oh, we're gonna get into that for this episode. Y'all know I usually don't take notes. I do not take notes. But for this episode, I said I need to write every motherfucking thing down because there's some shit that there's a lot of shit. I got like pages. There's some shit that I want to talk about for this episode. But hold on, real quick. I just realized I'm like fucking sweating. I'm like, no, why am I sweating so much? It's because I got the fucking radiator on right next to me. Let me turn this shit off. Hold up, real quick.
You thought it was just because you was hype, right?
Boom. You would think I got the soul glow going on because my head is like dripping. Like what's his face from Coming to America?
Soul Glow.
Yeah, Soul Glow. I couldn't think of his name.
Professor Ogilvy.
Just let it shine through, yeah. But anyway, let's jump right into. Oh, wait a minute, we got another super chat. Fantastic Frankie's in the house. Dang, we got everybody up in here. Hey, Frankie. $4.99 super chat. Ain't nothing in that book. Don't call me out like that. It's invisible writing, like Harry Potter. What was you about to say?
I was about to say, did you start reading the books that I recommended to you?
I started reading what book was that? Whiteness in Comics.
Yeah.
I didn't really get past the first couple pages because I saw a name in there that I remembered, and I was like, oh, let me send her a message real quick. Dr. Kenitra Brooks.
Yeah,
I know her, so I was like, I didn't even know she was gonna be in this book. So then she and I started talking, so I didn't really get that much into the book. But anyway, so that's not what we're here for. Let's talk about, even though we are gonna dive into some whiteness and white people being on that bullshit. But before we even really get into that, Ron, give me your thoughts about this episode, and then also, where does it rank? Like, is this your favorite, your second favorite, third favorite?
It might be my favorite. I say second because I think that there was like a little bit too much of I want to say I know a lot of people probably enjoyed it, but the Sam fixing the boat thing took a little long for me. It's like a tiny complaint.
Oh, you thought it took too long?
Just a little bit. Not like, I'm glad it was there, but it maybe just a little too long.
See, I mean, I like the boat stuff, and that's the thing about this episode that surprised me the most, and how quiet and understated this episode was, but at the same time, hella loud.
Yeah,
definitely. Like, for this to be the penultimate episode, and that's the thing that Marvel does usually a lot. I mean, maybe, well, not WandaVision, but usually like they like to rush into the action and things like that. So I like the fact that they actually took a step back and dived more and delved more into character and building more character. And honestly, I feel like this episode in particular, other than maybe like the first two episodes, really gave more for Sam. Because I think I mentioned last week, I feel like Sam has kind of been taking a back seat to Bucky in these last couple of episodes. And I feel like Bucky was getting most of the development. And I felt like this was definitely Sam.
Like the entire episode.
It was definitely Sam's episode. Yeah. But Sam is a little bit on that Fox News bullshit. But we'll get to that later. So jumping right into the beginning of this episode began with John Walker running like a little bitch because he he freaking realized that he killed a flag smasher. So he's running away. He's crying. His white tears are coming out, wondering what he's gonna do.
Did you see like people on the internet like supporting him, like John Walker?
Oh, episode? Blurt Without Fear is in here too. We just shared a tweet with Rob Liefeld, motherfucker that can't draw feet and hands. He's talking about he's team John Walker. So I responded to his tweet. I was like, "Oh, you like John Walker so much? Let me see you draw him, specifically his hands and feet."
He'll put the shield to cover everything up.
Yeah.
Head to head with the
and
shield.
Then he'll have like pecs like all the way out. But yeah, there's a lot of people. I
wonder if they feel the same way after this episode, though. Like,
and part of it, I feel like, because a lot of them see themselves in John Walker.
Just angry and white.
Yeah, just angry. Yeah, pretty much angry white men. Yeah. And it's not even just, and that's the sad thing about it. It's not even just white men, because there's this guy. I was just about to call him out, but I'm not gonna say who he is. But it's a person I follow on another streaming platform. I'm not gonna say what streaming platform it is, but he's Hispanic, and he was defending John Walker hard. So it's not even just, but he's white adjacent. He's one of the white Hispanics.
Yeah. But it's funny that all the people that are like hardcore supporting him aren't like military people or anything like that. It's
no. I mean, you're in the military. Do you support?
Not at all. Like when he killed the flag smasher, that was against the rules of engagement. Like the guy had his hands up, he didn't have a weapon. He was pretty much begging for his life. No, but you don't do that. You don't do that. And it wasn't the person who killed his friend either. So you just don't. You simply don't do that.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like fucking.
I actually had that recently wrote a report for like Army homework about the rules of engagement when they killed Osama bin Laden. Like there had to be all kinds of rules. You know what he did, and there still had to be rules. You know, before.
I was gonna say it's almost kind of like when fucking Bush the Saudis and people from Afghanistan, they attacked us, but yeah, he went to Iraq instead. Kind of the same thing. Carly's the one that killed after this episode, I'm not gonna call him Battle Coon anymore.
Yeah.
This episode, I'm like, all right, you've evolved from Battle Coon, but after Carly's the one that killed Lamar, but he just killed some random person, but he ended up getting a little bit of a comeuppance when you get to the scene that you saw in the trailer, and the trailer that they released this week, where Bucky, Sam, and John Walker they started throwing hands. And at first, because Sam's always about communicating before fighting, so he tried to speak to him, but then I don't know. Like, soon as they said, "Give me the shield," he just went full. He just went full like to the right. And he was like, he just snapped at that point. Oh, that's what you want? You want the shield? No,
that's what this is about.
This is about. It's like, that's what this always has been about. Like, because you don't deserve the shit.
Yeah.
And so, but that's his whole identity. His whole identity is tied into that shield. And so, because of that, he ended up snapping. And so they ended up fighting. And I don't know if you were paying attention to the score, the music in this scene, but that score was like, that shit was amping me up during this fight scene. But yeah, what did you think about the fight scene?
I think the fight was pretty dope, but John Walker, like, does he have? I know it's a different kind of serum, but he's like jacked up. Like, he really was taking both of them on at one point.
And that's the thing. That's why I wanted to ask you first, because I was like, am I gonna be alone in this? I was like, John, like, come on, like, I get he's a.
But in the comics, though, to his credit, like, he has a different version of that power, and he's actually stronger than Captain America.
Yeah,
I get. Not a better fighter. But
I know U.S. Agent. I know in the comics, U.S. Agent is stronger than Steve Rogers. But I'm like, but this ain't the like we done seen. Captain
Carly
America
and them got the same serum.
Yeah, but not even just that. But we done seen the little bit that Captain America was training. Yeah. And it's nowhere on the level that he should be able to keep up with Bucky. I'm like, if this was comic book U.S. Agent, all right, him throwing hands to Bucky and Steve, I could believe it. But I'm like, but we haven't seen anything from John Walker in the MCU that would show me that he'd be able to beat the fucking maybe Sam, but the Winter Soldier, bro. Like, I was like, nah.
That's the same thing. Bucky, they did play Bucky. They dumped him down a little bit,
But I was like, all right, I guess, for the sake of the story, it had to happen. And I mean, I enjoyed the action sequence or whatever, but I was just like, come on, like, I wanted him to get like at
one point, didn't he like bend the arm up or something like that? Like, it's a vibranium arm. At one point, he like.
Even Steve was struggling with the arm. Yeah. And then this is what I was about to say.
And that was a less powerful arm that Steve fought.
Yeah, no, this arm came straight from Wakanda. The arm he had the dollar store version, the Hydra version. But and not to sleep on the Dora Milaje or anything like that. You all always respect the Dora, but I'm like, but the fact that the Dora Milaje were able to spank John Walker easily. Yeah. But Bucky's struggling with this motherfucker. I was like, Marvel.
Maybe mentally Bucky's not ready for war right now. He's not there yet. There's too much going on with him. He's not at his peak. Yeah.
All right. I'll give that to you. And then I just saw that comment. Where'd it go? Jackie Meadows just said the same thing. He's no longer a mindless killer. So maybe that's why he's a little soft. And Isaiah Frankie said, I don't know. Isaiah said Bucky was soft. I mean, I guess that is true. So well, wait, what was this? That's exactly how the whites react when they think they're gonna lose something they don't even deserve to have. Exactly. Wow. He didn't even deserve it. Like, exactly. And his whole identity is tied into.
That's crazy. You just brought that up. That's like kind of like like this, the whole shield. I hate to say this. It's like a Confederate monument.
and they don't want to let that shit go either.
Exactly.
Which is crazy to me, because it's like, y'all know that flag represents, like, y'all lost. Like, so you're basically like being prideful that you're a fucking loser. Yeah. So it's almost in the same thing. Like, no, Steve Rogers didn't choose you to have that shield, but you think you deserve it. Like, get the fuck out of here. So they ended up whooping his ass, which I was so hyped for. And then not only just that, but they broke his arm.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah, they had to. But actually, let me rewind before that, going more into his insecurity, because like during that fight scene, he had to continually to say to himself, like, even to them, like, I'm Captain America, I'm Captain America. Remember I mentioned last week where no, I didn't say this with you. I said this on the Blurred Vision podcast, referencing Buffy, because there's a theme in Buffy season 7 where Buffy's talking to a psychiatrist, and she said, and it basically, but he's a vampire, but they basically come to the conclusion that Buffy has a superiority complex, but she also has an inferiority complex about it. And that basically describes John Walker. Like, he has a superiority complex every time. Do you know who I am? I'm John Walker. I'm Captain America. But he's also very insecure about it as well. That's why he always has to say it. Like,
I posted a meme like that. Yeah, it was like Steve Rogers. Like, I'm Steve Rogers.
Oh yeah, that was you that posted that meme. Yeah. So it almost kind of shows, like, you know how people have to do like their affirmations in the mirror, like him constantly saying, I am Captain America, I am Cap. That's him being inferior as hell. And then not only just that, but it was even more crazy that he was saying, I am Captain America, as he was literally about to do the same thing to Sam that he did to the Flag Smash. He was about to kill him. Yeah. Had Bucky not interfered. He need to go to, like, talk about, talk about when you were saying, when you were saying during our WandaVision thing, like, Wanda got to go to jail. I'm like, nah, John Walker got to go to jail. Yeah. He got to go to jail. Yeah. Well, therapy. he can have therapy in jail. Like, fuck that. And then even, what did I say? The next scene when he was dismissed. They had the that was military. Really good. All the military jargon was like on point. I know if you're not in the military, you didn't catch it, but it was like really accurate to what a court martial or whatever would look like. Well, there you go, seal of approval from a military veteran for Marvel. But even talking about this, the scene with him having to go to jail, like I'm gonna jump around real quick to make this point, but like, and I love that Marvel is doing this, but it's fucking crazy to me that you have John Walker, who literally killed a man, and you talk about breaking rules of engagement. He broke rules of engagement, but he gets to, granted, he lost his pension and all that other stuff, but he still gets to walk free. But yet you jump to the end or the middle, Isaiah Bradley, who saved people, he got locked up for 30 years. And I'm like, if that doesn't fucking tell you American life right there, and you got all these white fanboys and things like that talking about, even in my comment section when I make videos on TikTok or post it on Instagram, they're like, why does this have to be about race? You know, just enjoy the show. Like, or somebody else on TikTok, Straw Hat Goofy, who is a mutual of mine, but like, somebody said in his comment section, like, "Oh, y'all black people are like the worst people because everything you bring up has to do with race. This show has nothing to do with race. Just fucking enjoy the show." Oh no, you know they're not gonna say it in public. I don't know if you ever seen that video of like the two dogs behind the gate and they like barking at each other, but then you open the gate and they just shut up. Yeah, that's who those type of people are. But they love to be in the comment section of people's stuff. And it's like, after this episode, I'm like, I don't know how you could deny the racial component of this episode. There's no
heavy. Yeah, it was pretty heavy.
But yeah, real quick, hey Jessica, I'm here. Thank you for joining. Thank you all, everybody for joining the stream. Real quick, we got 30. Hold on, real quick, we got 38 people in the stream. Thank you for being here. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button for your boy, because I'm sweating over here. Like, if you enjoy seeing me sweat, I don't think I sweated this much because it's never been this hot during the stream. But yeah, if you enjoy seeing me sweat in the heat without being cooled down, because I can't even open the window or nothing like that because there's no windows. But yeah, hit the like button. It'll greatly appreciate it, and it'll help out with the stream. Thank you so much. But yeah, what was you about to say?
Yeah, not to skip ahead, but I know where you're gonna go with Sam. Like, they have him, like they're doing a great job with the entire story in general, Marvel, Disney, or whatever. But they kind of have Sam towing the line, you know, like, and I think it's because they don't want him to be disliked by white audiences.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't like that. I'm gonna get. I
don't like it either. I'm saying I think that's why he's not as vocal of certain points as he should be. And he said some crazy things this episode.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go on a full tirade about Sam as soon as I get to the section where he gets to talk to Isaiah. But like that shit, like Sam, come on, bro. Like if you want to be Captain America, you need to do like. And I'm gonna just say this real quick, but like you can kind of tell from like Sam's reaction and almost his like obliviousness to situations. Like he don't really got no black friends. He don't got none. All he got is Rhodey. All he got is Rhodey, and they don't even see each other that much.
Yeah.
But even Rhodey, like Rhodey, his best friend is Iron Man, so like he ain't even that big of an arbiter of blackness. But like
that is true. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah,
you don't see Sam around too many black folk.
Nah, I mean even his sister was just like the moment you could, you got out of here, like you left. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, we'll get into it because Sam, like who boy. So yeah, we get to the military dismissal scene. He loses his pension. He's not dishonorably discharged, but like
other than honorable. So
other than honorable, whatever.
It
that
allows
means.
him to still be able to work a job. If you have a dishonorable discharge, it's like McDonald's won't hire you. Other than honorable, it's just like
But Ron, you don't read comics, because your comic book brain is way bigger than mine. So I'm gonna need. So this is what specifically I wanted to ask you about. So this character. So we finally get the reveal. Of the big cameo that was going to be in this episode. Everybody's like, is it going to be Captain America? Is it going to be Old Man Steve? Is it going to be Florence Pugh's Black Widow? Is it Mephisto? That's who I was rooting for. But we finally get the reveal, and it is Contessa Valentina de Allegra Fontaine. And soon as I heard that name, I was like, that name sounds so fucking familiar.
Pretty Ricky. Ricky Fontaine.
Ricky Fontaine. But that's not what I was thinking. I was like,
what they call him.
Yeah. But I was like, that name sounds so. But then I looked her up. I was like, yeah, I don't know shit about this character. So I'm like, I can't even make predictions.
Agent 14, I think she is. She's like a SHIELD agent. So I think what they're trying to do is set up a post Captain America and a post Falcon and Winter Soldier career for U.S. agent. I think they're just setting up the U.S. agent storyline. Like he probably come work for SHIELD under like Black Ops. In the original story, they kind of faked John Walker's death, so that might happen at the end of the next episode. Okay, and then he might go work for SHIELD.
Yeah, because I know she's Madam Hydra. She has connections to Nick Fury, so I'm wondering if that's going to play into Secret Invasion. Maybe I don't know. Somebody
said that that Sharon was a Skrull, and I was like, "What?"
Nah, I don't think she's a Skrull. But then again, Secret Invasion. Like Secret Invasion is a huge storyline in the comics.
Like Secret Invasion in the comics is like you've been reading comics for like 10 years, and they just say, "Oh, this person was fake." This whole 10 years that you've been reading the comic, you don't even know who this person really is. I'm like, what?
Which I'm like, Marvel was stupid for not making, especially with all the abuse that Hank Pym inflicted on Janet. It'd have been a perfect opportunity for them to retcon that by saying, "Oh no, Hank Pym was a Skrull this whole time."
Yeah.
But nah, they ain't.
It makes it a good. I don't want to go into Hank Pym stuff, but it makes it a good story for what's happening to Hank Pym in the comics right now. I would suggest for you to read Rage of Ultron. It's a really good story, and
when he merges with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we know there's going to be more from Contessa. We probably won't see her in the last episode, but
maybe season 2 or something else.
Because there's a rumor that this show, more than even WandaVision, is going to get a season 2. That Kevin Feige wants to do a season 2. So we'll see. I don't know.
I see this having a season 2 because Sam, we could actually see Sam as Captain America, but I don't see WandaVision getting a season 2. Like maybe it won't be called WandaVision. Maybe something.
Well, no, it probably won't be called WandaVision. But consider how popular, because I don't think Marvel expected it to be as popular as it was.
Yeah, they didn't.
So I think for that reason alone, looking into pushing another season. But even during this scene, you saw not Battlestar. What's his face? Why am I drawing a blank? U.S. agent John Walker's prop wife. It's the first time we seen her.
She looked like AOC.
I can see that a little bit, but this whole thing reminded me of like all the times like when like politicians' wife or anything like that they get caught, they cheated on or whatever.
He was looking like the Dexter Jackson.
I couldn't think of the name because I didn't see the story, but I knew it was all going around. I saw the meme with the wife, but I was like, I don't even know who that is. That's exactly what that reminded me of. I'm just like, because she ain't had no role in this show.
Exactly, to come back to this episode to like,
exactly, Ernie.
To remind, exactly.
I'm not racist. Look at my wife. Yeah,
that's the same thing going on with Jeff Johns. He actually said, I think his agent said that he can't be racist because his first wife was black. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they said that same. Yeah, that I hate when people try to pull. What do you mean I'm racist? My son is black. Okay, you still fucking racist to your black son? Like,
exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Black and hate black people.
Exactly. You could sleep with black people. You could like black dick and still hate black people. Like, but anyway, so after the Contessa scene, we then jump to the Flag Smashers. Who cares? Like, and I feel like after all the build up that they did with Carly in this episode, they're kind of backsliding with her a little bit.
Yeah, she's like they kind of had her at first being a redeemable character, but she's definitely not. She's just like, and they almost let's kill Falcon.
And it seemed like they were going the route of making her a more sympathetic villain. But then when you get to this episode, it's just like, mustache twirly. I'm just gonna blow up. I'm gonna destroy the world. Like,
yeah, for real.
Come on, Marvel. Like they keep falling. And then the connections
that you seem to have, they just seem too big for me. Like they seem like they'd be like a really small militia, and all of a sudden she has like connections inside
around the whole world.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, come on now. Like I will say one thing that Marvel has to do better with, especially when they're diving more into the Disney Plus streaming world. Because this has been a problem really that people criticize since the beginning of the MCU. They're going to really have to dial down and strengthen and do better with their villains if they want to continue the supremacy that they had for the last pretty much 10 plus years. Because I mean, even with WandaVision, people were complaining about what they ended up doing with Agatha, who isn't a villain.
Who is not a villain. I love Agatha. Yeah. But I mean, she was good throughout. I mean, I don't think they tried to make her a villain in the end either. No. You and I are on the page that Agatha was the hero of the story. But in terms of Marvel, Agatha was not the hero. So they definitely need to do better with that. But go ahead. I'm about to take it to another place. Like, who do you think is like the best villain in the MCU? I think I like Vulture from Spider-Man a lot. He had like a reason to be a villain, and he wasn't a total, I think they had the MCU has a few good villains, only a few.
Vulture is definitely up there, but I was just about to say, and which goes to the next part of the thing. I'm really starting to like Zemo.
Oh yeah, Zemo, of course. Zemo might be number one right now.
Zemo's definitely number one, especially with everything that we've been seeing in this show and how his morals don't change.
Yeah,
he's still he didn't take the super soldier serum, which a lot of us thought he was going to do. He paused for a second. And I was like, come on. Yeah, his convictions are strong.
Yeah.
And yes, listen to the Blurred Without Fear. 47 people watching. Let's get these likes up. Thank you so much for being here. Good God, 47 people watch. This is the most I've had in this whole Falcon and Winter
Soldier episode, yo.
Yeah, this was a great episode. Like this.
Did you think?
I don't think you answered the question I asked before. Does this episode rank as your favorite? Like, where's this episode rank for you?
Actually, I'll switch it to number one. It was nice for me to see like the black kids playing with the shield and all that stuff. It was nice. I complained about the thing that I actually liked. So
no, this is my favorite episode. This episode is my favorite. Episode 2 is my second favorite.
Yeah.
So but you was about to say something else about?
Oh, did you think that the Wakandans were gonna take Zemo alive?
Nah, I thought they were gonna. I thought they were there to kill him.
Yeah, and I think that's because they knew Zemo, like Marvel knew Zemo did well in the show, and they had plans for him afterwards.
Yeah, they definitely got.
Comic book, he'd have been dead. I
was gonna say they definitely got to be doing Thunderbolts.
They're like, we're taking him to the raft. Like, why don't you take him to the raft? Why don't you lock him up in Wakanda? Give him a public execution or something like that. But now I understand why, because they want to use that character for other things. So
yeah, because even when you think about Claw, they wanted him in Wakanda. They didn't just take him to a generic prison.
Exactly.
But like, especially considering everything that Claw killed a shit ton of people in Wakanda, and they wanted to execute him. And then you got the man that killed the king. And you're not going to want to.
The king, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because I think definitely Marvel. I think they want to put him in Thunderbolts or make a Thunderbolts team. And so hopefully we get Thaddeus Ross and the Red Hulk. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they announce it. But going more into Zemo, so we see Bucky tracks him down. Well, actually, before we get to Zemo, Bucky and Sam are having a conversation after the fight with John Walker and the military dismissal, and you see that they what's his face Torres shows up, and Sam leaves him the wings. So I'm
that's we forgot that part. That fucking John Walker broke the wings.
Oh yeah,
with
bare
hands,
yeah,
bare hands.
So I'm just like, yeah, roid rage. That white rage is the motherfucker. Like they quick to talk about black women and angry black women and stuff like that. But I'm like, and I saw a TikTok about this too. Like, have you ever seen a white motherfucker like rage out? Like that was over the smallest. Like you don't put whipped cream in my coffee, you fucking bitch. Like that's what they be doing. That's what they like. And I say this all the time, but this is what happens when you don't have natural predators in life, because white people do not have natural predators in life. So they just anything will just set them off, but they used to get in their way. So, but yeah, so he was able to fucking go full Terminator with them wings. But yeah, so but with Sam leaving Torres the wings, do you think
that was great?
Was that just an Easter egg?
That was an Easter egg nod for us, definitely. But I don't think Torres is going to put those wings on.
You don't think he's gonna put the wings on?
Nah, I mean, cool. I would like it, but he would have to fix them, and then maybe he's still in the military too. So
yeah, but I mean, considering they are trying to dive more into the young heroes with younger, it seemed like they're merging Young Avengers and Champions, but maybe they might split them off at some point.
But I mean, that'd be great. I think even Falcon Falcon 2 existing is dope because he's probably like the first Black legacy character we've ever seen. So. Or person of color legacy.
Yeah, person, because he's Hispanic.
Yeah.
So actually he is the first, because I can't really think of anybody else. I mean, Patriot, not really, because he's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually a good point. So hopefully he does show up. So yeah, so after he leaves in the wings, then we jump to Zemo.
Oh, sorry. Let me just throw that real quick because I was thinking about Falcon now, and the new Marvel event coming out. They have a part where Sam dying and Miles actually becomes the Falcon too. So, what is it called? Something Heroes. It's like
Heroes Reborn.
Heroes Reborn. It's like the Avengers never existed, and Miles Morales is actually the Falcon. Like that.
Which I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm like, didn't they just finish King in Black? Now we're doing another event.
Heroes
like,
Reborn looks good. King in Black. It started good, but the ending was like, I mean, well, yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do it. Yeah.
But because I'm just like I'm tired. Like if everything's an event, nothing's an event. Like I'm tired. Like just let stories ride. And the thing that kills me all the time is like a lot of new books would get caught up in events. Yeah. Like Spider-Woman's her first issue
got caught up in Spider-Verse.
Was Spider-Verse, and it's like fuck yeah, y'all need to do better.
It wound up being a good book after that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's trash. But anyway, so we jump into Zemo. So this is something I want to ask your opinion on. Since Zemo's whole modus operandi is about killing super soldiers, why do you think Bucky is the only exception? Because he even said, like, I don't want feel lucky or whatever. I don't want you dead.
Because Bucky, maybe because he worked with him. Bucky's like Bucky is not Steve, but Bucky's not a bad person,
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah, he doesn't like yearn for a life of violence and making himself look better than people or oppressing people. So Bucky was never really an Avenger. So
yeah, sure, but I mean, neither were all those super soldiers that he killed in Civil War.
Yeah, true.
And I guess they technically weren't even brainwashed because they never really woke up.
Yeah,
and he still wanted them dead, but Bucky. Because of plot, because the MCU's like, nah, we still got plans for Bucky. That's why we can't have Bucky dead. So then, Bucky pretends he's about to kill him, and then I knew this moment was gonna happen. Like, as soon as he pulled the gun up, I was like, oh, this is the moment from the trailer. Yeah. I know what's about to happen. So I wasn't really as surprised with this. But yeah, we see the bullets fall because Zemo was expected. Like he wanted Bucky to shoot him.
Just yeah.
But then he doesn't, and Bucky smiles, and then in comes, you hear that Wakanda music. And in comes the baddest women, baddest motherfuckers in the MCU. You see the Dora Milaje show up, Ayo, and the other two, and they take Zemo to the raft.
Yeah.
And so then Bucky, and this is the thing that kind of got me though. It's not a big deal, but I'm like, right before they left, and Bucky was like, I need to ask you for one more favor. I was like, Nick, like,
no,
you don't get no
your
motherfucking favors. Yeah, your favors is done.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean? You done broke this man, and she gave you 8 hours, and she fucking didn't like send your ass, like, you know how parents would be like, I'm gonna knock your ass into next week. She ain't even do that to you. She just disarmed you, get in, even let you keep your arm. You still asking for favors? Come on,
technically the favor wasn't for him, so
yeah, I mean it wasn't for him, but still, like, Bucky, don't be white. But yeah,
I see people was getting crazy in the comment sections. Like, I had a spoiler thread, and they were like, "Yo, if Bucky could ask the Wakandans to do something for Sam, why didn't they just get him a boat?"
I mean, shit. Why couldn't he get it? Why couldn't he get a loan? Like,
yeah, a loan. Like, I understand what they're doing and why they're trying to tell that side of the story, but it's hard when you personally know Tony Stark and all these people. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense. But I understand why they do
Tony,
it.
MCU version of Tony's trifling. He's not like comic book Tony where they get a stipend as the Avengers. MCU Tony's like, nah, I'll house you and make this whole complex, but I'm not giving you you're not getting a stimulus package from me. Like, you have to hit up Joe Biden for that. So, I mean, yeah, Tony Stark comic MCU version of Tony's trash. But but yes, speaking of trash things, but Bucky is kind of still trash in the eyes of the Wakandans, because I mean, Ayo, even though she gives him the title of White Wolf back, because remember last week she called him James. That was the first time they referenced that. But then this episode she calls him White Wolf again. But because of what he did, she was just like,
"Don't come back for a while.
don't come back to Wakanda for a while, because if you do, you're gonna get fucked up." Yeah, well, we'll see if that ever ends up getting resolved. So I don't know. Did you feel?
It reminded me of that scene at the end of Pulp Fiction when Ving Rhames was like, "Your LA privileges is revoked."
It's revoked. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, we'll see. Because I know Bucky's a little sad. Well, I mean, because I was about to say so. Because I'm like, well, because all those black women in Wakanda, he's got jungle fever. But now he's got Sarah. But you already know my stance on what I want in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I'm like, I'm about to jump ahead.
Ayo and stuff, but Ayo's in the comics.
I'm not talking about Ayo. Yeah, Ayo's a lesbian. If they try to change, her sexuality, I'm a fucking riot. But yeah, that's a huge backlash. But I'm like, for me, Black Gay Comic Geek, welcome to my safe, Gayven. I get Bucky's flirting with Sarah, but I counted 4 times that Sam and Bucky could have made out.
You was watching it for it
in this episode, and it's like, if it was anything other than two men, if it was a man and a woman in any other movie or TV show, they would have made out in those 4 times. He was
like, "Here, let me help you with that."
Yup. And then when Sam was like, when Bucky was like, "Oh, I don't got nowhere else to go," and they're sitting looking at the lake, and Sam's drinking a beer, and he's like, "What you mean? You can stay with me, baby." That's what he said. I'm like, they would have kissed right there. There was another moment. I'm jumping ahead. I was going to talk about this later, but I'm here. There was another moment with Bucky when the kids were playing with the shield, and Bucky woke up at the crack of dawn, and he didn't see his boo anywhere. He went to go look for him, and then he literally got on a ship with Sam, and they were in that ship alone. So when Sam was doing whatever, then he leaned on the wall and made a little pose. And I'm like, come on. Like, Sam could have turned and kissed him. That's number 2. The third time, when they were throwing that shield outside like a fucking football, I was like, is that how that works? But then the moment they came together and was like this, I literally screamed at the TV. I was like, kiss him! And then the final time is right before they said goodbye. And I'm like, again, if this was a rom-com, they would have played the music. It's so hard. Like, I'm going Dreamgirls. It's so hard to say goodbye, my love. They could have kissed 4 times, but it didn't happen. Instead, he started flirting with Sarah. And I mean, I'm not mad at it because Bucky's bisexual. I stand by it. But I at least appreciate if they're going to go the route of having Sarah and Bucky get together. I at least appreciate, at least Bucky ain't getting on with no white woman. Don't let Bucky get with no white woman. because you saw in the first episode he was flirting with an Asian, or he got on a date with an Asian girl, and now he's flirting with like after being, they say once you go black, you never go back. So
maybe he always felt that way back then, but it wasn't socially acceptable.
Yeah.
So now he's living his best life.
After being in Wakanda for 2 years, now he like, I see what I've been missing, because as the Winter Soldier, he ain't been getting nothing. Yeah. So I don't think Frankie's still in the chat, but she's been saying like when you saw him in Wakanda, he was coming out a lot of huts. Yeah. What was he doing in them? What was he doing in them huts? Clapping
with one arm.
Yeah, well, I mean, you only need the one.
Yeah, true.
But real quick, RJ, thank you so much for the $6.99 super chat. They're straight up building out the Captain America quote corner of the MCU. I'm here for it. Yes, I am too. What characters from the Cap comics would you want next? Whoa, I feel a burp coming. It's like stuck there. I'm not big on Captain America comics. So I don't really know.
Most of the Captain stories I've read have dealt with like government and stuff like that. So the villain has been like the government. I would love to see what's her name? Future Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's daughter, Cassie Cage.
Danielle.
Danny Cage. Danny Cage. There's a future where she becomes Captain America.
One time I really started reading Captain America is when Sam became Captain America. In fact, they're doing that now. So it's like, I mean, maybe the Serpent Society and like Madam Viper. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. And what's his face? Copperhead.
Or they could just give us a series, maybe even just 4 episodes of Truth, Red, White, and Black.
I mean, they definitely need to do that. And what's his face? Nate Moore, the producer, said that they definitely have more plans for Isaiah. So hopefully, I want to see a prequel where he beat the brakes off Bucky and he said I broke that fucking arm. Yeah. I need to see it.
Yeah, and we still got Patriot. He should be coming through. Yeah, hopefully at the end of the next episode there's some kind of teaser showing that Elijah has powers or something.
Yeah, because I don't want them to do that whole mutant growth hormone storyline.
No, they did it. They can't. If they did, they would have used a serum, and it's no more serum. So he probably already has the power, and his grandfather told him to be quiet.
They could make some shit.
That's really simple. Like, don't show it yourself because they're gonna get you. They don't want you to be great. So.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully we see. I mean, maybe not next week because I mean it's a lot of stuff that they got to do next week. But maybe for season 2, I mean they got to tease Patriot at some point because we are besides. So there's only 3 characters that we need left for Young Avengers. Is Patriot, even though he's here, but he has not Patriot yet, and then Hulkling. Which I guess
Captain Marvel because
Captain Marvel 2 or Secret Invasion, and then Iron Lad, which they just cast Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. So
who could also appear in Doom Wars, which would be great. I mean, Armor Wars.
I was gonna say they haven't announced.
Yeah, I mean, I think my idea they should just stop what they're doing right now for Armor Wars, because my idea for Armor Wars is just ridiculously like.
Yeah, I love your idea when you mentioned it before. But for those of you in the chat that didn't hear his idea, what was the last week that he mentioned it? Go ahead and say what your idea for Armor Wars is. I fucking Marvel, hire this guy. Like Black Panther, get this man a shit. Marvel, get this man a job.
Get this man a deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's your idea for Armor Wars?
Oh, kind of like the reign of Superman. Like there's a vacuum because Tony Stark isn't there anymore. And obviously, War Machine is gonna be the one to fill it, but other characters want to fill that role too. Like it happened in the comics already. Doom took on the Iron Man armor after Tony died.
Yeah, after Tony. Secret Wars. Yeah,
Secret Wars. You can have Riri come and be like kind of like Superboy. How Superboy popped up out of nowhere. You can have Doom as like the Eradicator. And you can have Kang too.
And that'd definitely be cool. Riri could be the Superboy.
Yeah. And she could wind up teaming up with Rhodey to try to take the armor from everybody. And then you could set up Kang too. Kang could pop up here before Yeah,
because he's supposed to be an Ant-Man, which I find weird.
But Ant-Man was the first MCU thing to have time travel. So.
Yeah, to have time travel, but still like I don't know.
Ant-Man can't defeat Kang, so it's like I feel you.
The Avengers struggle with Kang, but Ant-Man. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
But we should see.
I mean, he may remember people saying what they wanted him to do with Thanos, shrink and go up his ass. They could do that. They could do that with Kang, maybe. Yeah. What was you about to say?
I don't even remember, but there's a lot of potential in the Armor Wars, like to be like the biggest show they got so far. So
Okay, but yeah, I love that idea. Hopefully, that is the direction they end up going. Because yeah, like let Rhodey finally be great, and let that show be epic.
We never got to see him. Like I feel so good about Sam this episode because we finally got to see him. You know, we still haven't seen Rhodey.
No, and hopefully, if Sam does take the Captain America mantle next week, we see Rhodey come back, especially bringing it back to the conversation that they had in the first episode.
So, only 2 black dudes in the room.
Only 2 black dudes in the room. But speaking of which, we about to get some more black dudes in the room. So this is gonna be, I feel like, probably gonna be the biggest part of this live conversation. Cause I don't know about you, but I got a shit ton to say about when Sam Wilson, the very next scene, when Sam Wilson ends up going to Baltimore.
Oh, bro.
As soon as I saw Baltimore pop up on the screen, I said, thank you. Because I've been saying for the longest time, if I do not see Isaiah Bradley show up on this show again, for there to be a solo conversation, not with Bucky in the room or somebody else white in the room, just Isaiah and Sam, I would be pissed off. Because I was looking on IMDb. I'm like, I don't see Carl Lumley's name nowhere. So I'm like, Marvel, y'all better not fuck this up. And they didn't. Thank you, Mark.
And his words, like I said, every time I think they're not gonna go that far, they go that far. His words to Sam were like legit. Like, I'm sure there was a lot of white people watching, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, why? This is forced, man. I'm not watching this show for politics.
I don't want to hear about this. The world isn't like that anymore.
Yeah, keep your politics out my superhero movie. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, the first issue of Captain America showed him punching a Nazi. That's right there is fucking politics.
Yeah.
All of Star Wars is politics. Like, literally, they have episodes talking about trade routes and signing treaties and shit like that. Like, that's all politics. The X-Men, fucking like everything in comics is politics. So miss me with that bullshit. But real quick, I want to shout out Elijah Richardson, not in the chat. I see you looking at the chat. I'm talking about Patriot, the guy that plays Patriot. I want to shout him.
His real name is Elijah too.
Yeah, his real name is Elijah too. But I looked him up right before we started. It turns out he's from Jersey. He's from Jersey City. So Jersey boy. So Patriot's gonna be from Jersey. So yeah, just wanted to shout him out. But yeah, like I already said. But yeah, the Galactic Empire was straight up Nazis, and Captain America. Captain America literally fought Nazis. The X-Men are a metaphor for the civil rights movement or the gay rights movement or whatever struggle for women's rights movement or whatever. Which, you know, they don't go as far as they can with that, because that's one of my biggest complaints with like X-Men comics. With like, say for example, Storm. It's like they only deal with the, you know, her being discriminated against as a mutant. But I'm like, but she's also
intersectionality.
She's black, and she's also a black woman. You don't think fucking Jean Grey is like saying something like, oh, Storm, you know, even though they're best friends, you don't think she's like, can I touch your hair? Like,
maybe, like, yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, you know,
but Storm hair not even kinky. Because I mean, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But still, you don't think they try to do that, or like trying to twerk.
I mean, that happened. Did you see that horribly written Black Panther series? But the guy who used to own BET, and he had the thing hold up Storm by her hair and ask if it's real.
Yeah, you talking about the thing. That shit was trash.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah.
And then the thing that made it even worse is Storm told her to just like,
so Storm told him to do it.
Nah, bro, yeah. That's not.
And it's written by a black man too.
Yeah, it's written by a black. Yeah, I mean, you know the saying is not all your kinfolk
is kinfolk.
Kinfolk. Yeah. So, but who is kinfolk is Isaiah Bradley. And so we get to the scene. He shows up in the house, and I kind of like how Eli was being so defensive and protective of his grandfather, because he's looking at Falcon like he about to
it's funny because he keeps saying that but he's like a little kid, but if he actually does have powers, it makes sense. Like he's like, yeah, if you fuck with my grandfather, I'm really gonna fuck you up. Like,
yeah, because he's like
I'm gonna be back there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back there. I was like, come on, Patriot. But so then we get to this fucking conversation. Oh, this fucking conversation. Ooh. Especially with all the shit that's happening in the media right now. All right. So this is the thing when you even talk about Falcon and trying to toe the line. Remember I said I'm not going to call real quick, was that Eric Jerome Dickey that wrote?
I think so.
Was it Eric Jerome Dickey or was it Reginald Hudlin?
No. It was Reggie Hudlin.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote it was trash. It wasn't Eric Jerome Dickey. Whoever wrote it was trash.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think it was Reginald Hudlin. Yeah. Whatever. We can look that up later. But anyway, so what I was about to say is, remember I said after this episode, I'm not going to call Lamar Battle Coon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But after this episode, and specifically this moment, part of me is like, is it Falcon now? It's with Sam? Because I'm like, Sam, come on, like sweet summer child, like come on, like you cannot be this
with your own eyes, bro.
oblivious.
Exactly.
And then for him to be like, to say to Elijah when he was, I mean, not Elijah, to Isaiah when he was talking, he's like, don't give me that bitter old man shit. And I'm glad Isaiah was quick with it. He was like,
you shut that shit down, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, if you're not bitter, you're not paying attention. And I said, I said this on Twitter.
That, what's the name quote? To be black and to be in this country and to be conscious, to be
constantly enraged.
Yeah.
Wasn't that James Baldwin?
James Baldwin.
Yeah. So I'm glad he was quick with that, because I'm just like, Sam, especially when he tried to be like, Sam was trying to be dismissive, but he was like, I grew up in the South. I know what it's like. Do you though? Do you?
Like your sister said, you ran from those issues, You get your good one of the good ones cards when you join the military. And I'm saying that about myself too. You get your one of the good ones cards when you join the military. So you kind of ran away from that,
And I was like, I know Sam's not a fucking Ben Carson and things like that, but I'm like, bro, you kind of towing a lot. I'm like, you started to remind me of these.
Like you said, he ain't got no black friends.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true, because like because the whole time he kept saying, I'm just trying to understand, I don't get it. And I was just looking at the whole. I was like, is he a Trump supporter? Like, let me find out.
No. I tell you, like, it upset me, but from like a writing standpoint, like I said, I know exactly why they did it, because they wanted, white people to not dislike him, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's why they did it. I'm just saying that's what they did.
Yeah, like
he was like their lens,
Yeah, because I was just like, come on, like Sam, like, dang, hold on, wait a minute, what happens? What they say? Somebody passed. Who passed? I see in the comics. Oh, yeah, Eric Jerome Dickey. I forgot he passed. Yeah, I forgot he passed away. Yeah, rest in peace, Eric Jerome Dickey, because there's a lot of people in the chat, like my friend is a fan of his. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so going back to Falcon, I'm gonna call him just for this scene. Like, yeah, like the whole conversation where he just kept saying like, I'm just trying to understand. I don't get it. You could have been. What did he say? He was like, he was like, you're a super soldier, and Sam was basically in the ice. You could have been the next Captain. I mean, granted, he was going to say Captain America, but Isaiah cut him off. Yeah. He's like, basically, he kind of wanted to say "nigga, please," but this is Disney.
Exactly.
This is Disney. He couldn't say that, so he was like, "What? Like, are you like Sam? You cannot be this fucking stupid." Like,
exactly. Why would the government do that? They've always been good to me.
Like I was just like this scene was kind of making me mad. Like for Sam, I was like, come on, like they were doing so good with building Sam up and everything like that. But then this scene, I'm like, if you're gonna make this man Captain America, especially the black Captain America, you need to pick up like some Ta-Nehisi Coates or some shit, or like we just mentioned James Baldwin. He needed to read a James Baldwin book. Like again, you could tell in this scene he don't got no black like. Huh? Yeah, you talk. How did you feel about this whole?
This like I said, I was very upset, but then again, I know that this show is not just for us, so they need that perspective. I don't know why I had to go through Sam. I guess to make Sam more likable, but it is what it is. It's still terrible, but it is what it is, and it's still a conversation that need to be had and said on the show and explained. But who'd you have them explain that to? Bucky, so you could throw hands with him again, like.
I don't know. Maybe like we talk about Karens, but I don't know. Maybe let it be Sharon Carter. Like I don't know. Like
yeah, maybe. But then everybody would have hated Sharon Carter after that.
But who cares? Like,
You're right.
But real quick, Dust Artist, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Sam too old to be this naive. Exactly. and Isaiah has every right to be bitter if he wants to.
Like everybody's parents and grandparents have the right to be bitter too. You know.
Yeah. Why did writers have him saying this crap? And that's exactly what I don't understand. Yeah, like you mentioned, like the only explanation I can think of is they don't want to upset the white fans that are like, oh, I like Sam Wilson. You know, I'm a little white kid and I want to dress up as Sam Wilson. Oh, he's pro-black. Oh no, my kids can't. Like, nah, fuck. No, let me shut up. No, I'm gonna say it. It's my live stream. Fuck the white people. Like even something like Lovecraft Country. That was written for us, but guess what? There were white people that were watching it, but that didn't mean they had to like tone down or police what they were saying, like to the point that they fucking took magic from white people. And I was here for all of it. If you're a white person and you consider yourself an actual ally and you're triggered by any of this shit, maybe you need to pull a Michael Jackson and look in the mirror, a man in the mirror.
Thanks.
Because you know how they say a hit dog will holler. If you feeling hit by any of the things that are said in this show, then...
And these are factual things. This happened in history. This happened to my grandmother's grandfather.
You talk about history. It's happening in fucking present. Like Devontae Wright, fucking the Hispanic boy, that 13-year-old that just got Carlos. I can't think of his last name, but like, Breonna, like, it's a lot of shit that's happening. But real quick, Jessica, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Sam was legit acting like he didn't know what this was.
Like the cops didn't stop him the last time he was over there.
And that's another thing. It's literally just fucking happened to you like 3 episodes ago, where the cops pulled you over because you just looked like you fit the description. Sir, is everything okay?
There could be a good story in that too. I'm not saying that it's good for Sam to be that way, but like there are black people who find themselves in situations where they're like around groups of white people and they feel that these things don't happen to other black people because they don't happen to them, you know. So maybe he's just naive. He is.
Yeah,
he's been in the military for a long time. He shows his military ID. He gets a pass. Was he the first Black Avenger in MCU? Yeah, right.
No. I think it was Rhodey.
Rhodey technically. Yeah, but he's a Black Avenger. Like,
but even still, that's not even a fucking job. You in the military.
But I'm also from the projects too, so.
but I was just about to say, even in the military, have you seen maybe not experience or have you seen or experienced racism? Like that. Well, not even just that, but like, have you seen or experienced racism in the military?
Not on a heavy level, no. Like favoritism, but not like nobody would ever do anything like. I know it does happen. I've seen articles. It does happen. Like the guy who just harassed the black kid in South Carolina for walking on the sidewalk. I mean, it does happen. It definitely are racist in the military.
He was a military person.
It's just my personal experience. It hasn't happened to me. Maybe because I'll fuck you up. But,
I mean, you just said you were trained to kill, so like John Walker said, I am what you made me.
Exactly.
But even with that, just saying like what you said, like I've never personally experienced it, but I still know it exists. I mean, that's kind of the same thing with me. I've never been pulled over by like a cop and experience any type of racism and things like that. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I know that shit happens. Mm-hmm. And even though I've never personally experienced that, every time I see a cop behind me, I still get nervous because I know it can happen. I know I could become another hashtag, even living in a mostly black neighborhood. That don't mean a goddamn thing because people of color are shooting black people too. Because the man that killed Philando Castile was an Asian man. Mm-hmm. So just because it didn't happen to me doesn't mean I don't acknowledge it and know about it. Exactly. So for Sam not to like, again, Falcon, like I get like Dust's daughter said,
he got two black nephews. He got 2 black nephews. His father was black. I don't know.
And he grew up in the South.
Yeah, and he grew up in the South. And I hear stories from my friends in the South about racism, and that's real racism.
And then even granted, I know this has nothing to do with the MCU, but since it is comic book related, but even like the conversation, like what he's talking about, you could have been the next Captain America. I mean, look at what fucking happened with Blue Marvel.
Exactly.
And when they found out he was a black man, he was a Negro. You're a colored.
You got all this power.
Yeah. Despite saving the world multiple times, he was basically, I don't know if you watch anime, but he was like All Might. He was the number one. He was the number one hero in the world. My Hero Academia fans. But even still, as soon as they found out he was black,
exactly, because technically Steve wasn't there, and there were no superheroes at the time. So Isaiah Bradley was the most powerful man on the planet.
Yes,
at that time. So
yes, and this was during the 50s, where lynchings were at an all-time high, where motherfuckers can't even go.
They're not just scared of him, doing that. They're scared of him standing up for other black people and stopping all these things from happening and exposing,
Yeah, and they wanted him dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he mentioned
the only reason they didn't kill him because they had use for him. So
yeah, and they also mentioned that the POW camp, they were gonna blow up all the other super soldiers that were with him.
Yeah, because they were evidence.
Yeah. And so the only reason he's still alive today is because the government doesn't even know he's alive. Like you get the nurse that set him free, which I'm assuming they're changing her around. I'm assuming that's Faith Bradley, his wife.
Yeah.
So and that's another thing that people don't realize. Some downtowns are still a thing. So it's like people try to act like racism and Jim Crow and slavery and all this other stuff was so long ago. It's like, nah, people are still alive today that experienced a lot of that shit. Like the Voting Rights Act was in 1965. The Civil Rights Act was 1964. My mother was born in 49. So she was in her 20s or almost in her 20s when that shit happened. So it's like it was not that long ago. Shit, fucking Joe Biden. Like,
yeah, he's
not even just Joe Biden, half of Congress. But yeah, you got Sam saying, "Oh, it's not the same. Things are different." And this is the thing. I don't know if it's like a joke, but they do this in like every episode where Sam is like, things are not the same anymore. I can make a couple phone calls.
Yeah,
every single episode, he think he got some clout. Yeah, he think he can make some phone calls to do something. Zero.
You can't eat alone.
And that's exactly what I'm about to say. They did the same thing with Sharon Carter. I can make a couple phone calls to get you pardoned. It's like, motherfucker, you can't even get a bank loan. Make some phone calls. Yeah, make some phone calls to do that shit.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I don't know. He needs a rude awakening. I guess maybe this Isaiah Bradley moment, hopefully,
awakened him.
Could have been his awakening. But so what else? Yeah, so I mentioned that. But they also go into some like real life facts and history, like talking about how he was like, yeah, they erased me, but they've been doing that to us for 500 years. I was like, threw my fucking pen at the screen.
Yeah, you never would have thought Disney would have did that.
Nah, not Disney.
Yeah,
and I mean, I've said this before. I'm like, Disney was one of the main purveyors of racism with fucking Song of the South with them racist ass crows and Dumbo. So I'm like, the fact that they go in here and they're going like Isaiah Bradley had no filter in this moment. Like you thought you was watching like a TED talk with the facts that he was dropping and the truth. I mean, this episode was called Truth.
Yeah,
and he let all that shit out. Like I love. Yeah, Song of the South. Disney. This shit.
You think the next episode is gonna be called Red, White, and Black?
Oh, that would be good. that would get Disney. Get this man a dip. That would be fucking good if they do that. But I don't know if they're that smart. I don't know if they're that smart because they're probably like, well, I don't want to put black in the title because.
But they already went so far. You know what I mean?
Remember the whole thing with like, are you Black Falcon? So yeah, so they may maybe not, but that would be dope. That would be dope because this episode was called Truth. Last episode, Red, White, and Black. I actually like that. I love that. That'd be great if they did it. I'm like, he predicted it. But after they continue to have the conversation, and then they say, this is what I really wanted to ask you. So Isaiah says, and the exact quote is, they will never let a black man be Captain America. And even if they did, no self-respecting black man would ever want to be. So my question is, do you think that's like, do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? Like, what do you feel about that? Do you think Sam should go the comic book route and be Captain America? Or should he like just wear the outfit and wear the shield, but not call himself Captain America?
I think he should, just because it helps break a system. It helps piss a lot of people off. It helps expose a lot of people. You know what I mean? The black guy. It exposes all those people, and then it creates change. Conversation and conflict, all those things help create change. If you just say, fuck, I'm not going to do it, then, how do things change? So.
Yeah, because I was going to bring up the conversation, because even when you think about, like, because Sam Wilson's already in the military, And even that's a conversation because it's like,
even
you know, as
a
black man, you know, taking on the mantle of Captain America and everything America represents. And even Sarah mentioned in the last episode, like, America don't love me, so why should I love his mascot? But can't you make the same argument about black people in the military?
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't necessarily know if
but a lot of black people in the military don't join the military because they love America. They join the military because
they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to war, go to jail, son.
Yeah, or the opportunity. They can't afford college, so you know they join the military for college. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that could have been me at one point. One time when I was in college, I tried to join the ROTC, but then I was like, nah, fuck that. Like, I went and had an interview and everything. Like,
it's not fair. I had this conversation in one of my military classes. It's like all the opportunities that I've received from being in the military, I appreciate them. But these opportunities should be available to everybody. I shouldn't have to put my life on the line to have these opportunities. So,
but that's that. I mean, but that's that whole military industrial complex. That's how they get you. That's part of the reason why. I mean, we're talking politics. This whole shit is about politics. That's part of the reason why I feel like they really don't want to give everybody universal health care. Because part of a big reason, and not even just universal health care, but because Bernie Sanders is also pushing for tuition-free college. If you get those two, military, I don't want to say military's done, but recruitment is going to take a steep decline because those are the two reasons most people join the military: to get health care, lifelong health care, and for college education. So, you know,
maybe we don't need the numbers to be high. Biden said he's pulling out in September, so we'll see. It's been said before, so
we'll see. Because I've heard Sunshine Anderson heard it all before. Yeah, I mean that too. We need universal basic income, especially after this pandemic and shit like that. And seeing that the government can actually send us checks and it can work and they not really go broke. Like, fuck this government. Fuck the government for how they treat black people. Fuck the government.
Fuck capitalism.
Capitalism's not going to save black people. A lot of black people need to hear that message, and they don't realize it.
Especially these black billionaires. I love Jay-Z to death. As soon as he became a billionaire, I stopped fucking with him.
Like abolish the billionaires. But like how they treated us, how they treated Isaiah Bradley, because he even had he lift up where he kept getting experimented on the side and all that shit, which all goes back to the Tuskegee experiment. It's just like. Yeah, going back to what I was saying at the beginning of this episode, all these white people, and I saw this comment right here that made me laugh. Like, whoever gave this dislike, you're a cop. But I'm like, all these white, and it's probably one of those like white people that will watch something like this and still will probably have, I don't know, the mental gymnastics they will have to do like full Chung-Li pink Power Rangers moves to try to avoid the fact that this show has been from the beginning about race. And to still not, and I don't know how you can not see it after this episode. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if I look online, the episode. I mean, unless you did that, like you turned it off. Oh, I don't want to see this. I want to see this shit. But even still, like, I don't know.
John. Kick his ass, John.
Because I'm pretty sure if you look in any comment section and probably Twitter and things like that, you'll still see those motherfuckers that don't see the racial component, even after this episode, which I don't get it, but whatever. Fuck those motherfuckers. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Even Bucky said it at the end. Like, Bucky got woke at the end of the episode. He's like, I didn't recognize what it meant for you to be handed the shield and be a black man in America. And it's like, damn, yo, I'm sorry.
And even with that, because that's something I was like, wait a minute. But let me table that real quick and address this. Thank you so much. I just found you just in time for the $5 super chat. Just came in, but I do feel I guess that's supposed to be bad for Walker. He shows how soldiers are chewed up and spit out by the system. And I mean, I agree with that. I'm not saying that Walker is completely trash or Walker isn't a sympathetic character. I think a lot of the reason that people like Walker, is because of Wyatt Russell's great performance, but then they are making him a little bit sympathetic, but that doesn't necessarily make him right.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. Just because I see a lot of people, and I saw a lot of people saying like a lot of people, like people are coming down on John Walker, but we all know if we were all in his position, we would have all did the same thing. So
no,
we can't, but it's like even if you did, even if you can put yourself in that shoe. Like, oh, you saw somebody kill your friend and now you're out for blood or revenge. Like, okay, so what? But John Walker, like, we all talk about loving comics and loving this medium. Like, guys, what the fuck is Spider-Man's motto? With great power comes great responsibility. 100%. So just because that's something that you would do, John Walker is not afforded that.
Yeah, exactly. He's in a different position.
Yeah, he's in a hell of a. He's basically a cop.
Yeah, and they're horrible with that. Like when they shoot people because I thought he had something. Like if you can't tell, like we're not allowed to do that in the military. Like I gotta see you pull out a whole weapon, you know, and like you know there has to be like intent and all that stuff for me to shoot you. But I don't know what it is with cops in America, and they just
whatever. Yeah,
it's like you give these people all this power with no training, and just let them go. Like fly off the handle, and their excuse is always I was nervous or I was scared for my life. If you, why are you in a position if you're scared of your life? You shouldn't be a cop. If you're gonna be scared.
Why are you in a job where you have to risk your life? And you're always scared for your life.
Exactly.
But that's that shit. Like the white people not having natural predators in life because of that. They love having power. They love their guns. And this is something I saw also on TikTok too, where they talk about like we need to stop checking for white people to be here for Black Lives Matter and shit like that because, white malls, white schools, white communities are gunned down constantly. And yet there's no uproar. Usually when you see the like Black Lives Matter and things like that, white people, the white conservatives will always say, oh, well, such and such was also murdered by the police, but you didn't see any uproar for that. That's a fucking problem. Y'all should be just as pissed off as us. Instead, you got Black Lives Matter protesters coming out for white people. I don't remember the boy's name, but there was like a little white boy that got murdered by the cops. And guess who was there and protesting for him and made waves and put his name in the media? It was black people. It was Black Lives Matter. White people is crickets. It's like, so y'all not even here for y'all own people. And I'm like, I don't understand this the lack of community and lack of empathy for even their own.
Even with like the Stop Asian Hate stuff, like it was a lot of memes saying like, we've been pushing this for a while. You don't see people saying stop all hate. You see, like it's not about, like when it's about one group of people, it's about that one group of people. It's just like,
yeah. And I'm like, even the Stop Asian Hate hashtag, I was like, I kind of have a problem with it, not for the message.
I have Asian friends that are like, they back everything that we do, so.
But no, I'm not even just talking about from that, like doing the hashtag or, mooching off of, or not mooching, but trying to copy black. I don't have a problem with that because I'm like, if you see a tactic that works, whatever, like we see shit, even the same thing I think about in other countries, like we see like other countries are prospering more than America. We need to copy some of that shit, like bring it over here. But like what my problem with it is I kind of feel like it takes the onus off the people that are really creating the Asian hate. Because like Stop Asian Hate doesn't address who that like it's white people. Hashtag hold white people accountable. That's what that's what it should be. Cause But real quick, because I missed the super chat. Mike Flood, thank you so much for joining the stream, and I appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Y'all forget that Sam is the same dude who harbored 2 white fugitives into his home. Yes, Sam is that naive.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
He loves him some Steve. Sam loved him some Steve.
He loves, and I mean the MCU loves them some Steve too, because they're trying to keep Steve's hands completely clean. Yeah, clean, squeaky clean.
Steve didn't know about this.
Yeah, Steve is flawed too. And motherfucker created a whole timeline
exactly
just to get his dick wet. So it's like, yeah, Steve's not perfect. Like, and then not even just that, but like he fucking knew that Bucky killed Tony's parents, and he didn't even tell him. Like, even just to have it, like Civil War probably wouldn't have even happened the way it did if Sam maybe had a conversation with him. It was like, especially once he found Bucky, it was like, look, we both know that he was brainwashed or whatever, but this is something I found out, and I just want to come to you because we're supposed to be friends. We're both Avengers. We're on the same team. We both fight together. I found out that that Bucky, while brainwashed, killed your parents, but he ain't even do that. He ain't like, so Steve is flawed.
Steve set Sam up. Like, what do you think was going through Steve's head when he gave Sam the shield?
And that's another thing.
Did he think that people were just going to accept it? Like, if he was thought about it, he would have gave it to him like publicly, did some kind of ceremony. Like, Steve Rogers, want this man to be,
And that's even another thing, because you mentioned it before, but like they went full like white in this moment, like because the fact that this episode confirmed that Bucky knew that Steve was going to give Sam the shield. They even talked about it because he said Steve and I didn't even realize the implications of giving a black man. I'm like, hold up. So y'all had this conversation about Sam and didn't even involve Sam in the conversation?
Exactly,
like,
because white people get to make all the decisions.
Yeah. So again, going to what I was saying about, Steve ain't perfect either. But really quick, Cherry Cab, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You didn't leave a question, but if you got a question that you want to or comment that you want to address, I'll make sure to address it for the super chat. Thank you so much. And for all of you guys that have left super chats, I really appreciate all of you, and all of you guys that are in the comments, leaving the comment and leaving our comments and engaging with the stream. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. You make my little gay rainbow heart smile. So
I like that shirt, yo.
Welcome to my
to
my section. But I appreciate it. Like, it was designed after like I came up with I didn't create the design, but I came up with how I wanted it to look. Yeah, and it's based off the New Jersey Welcome to New Jersey New Jersey sign. So even though he ain't listening, but because sometimes he does watch the replay. Shout out to my boy Jabari. So fellow FAMU graduate, HBCU. So yeah, he's the one that made all my shirts, the Black Gay Comic Geek shirt, the Blood Sex Going Magic shirt. So this one. So yeah, and I got another one coming soon, but they'll all be on released eventually, as official merch. But I can't sell it out to the public yet because, as I mentioned time and time again in this stream, I got laid off from my job in October, so I'm still on that unemployment. And now that it's been extended with the stimulus stuff like that, I'm still on it. So if I start selling merchandise, that's considered income. And even if it's not enough, because I don't think it's going to be enough to pay my rent and everything like that. So if I start taking income from selling the shirts, then that cuts off my unemployment. So
who's watching you though?
The motherfuckers always if they getting Wesley Snipes, Bernie Madoff, I'm not taking them. They're not getting my black gay ass. Like, nah, I'm not taking them motherfucking chances. But see, you a bad influence. Throw your ass out.
I'm from Brooklyn.
All right, so is Captain America. Remember that. Bro, oh no, I just addressed this. But see, like the IRS is always looking like, and plus I'm all them motherfuckers money now. Like, so especially now, because somebody done fucked up my taxes and put 2 kids on my taxes without me knowing about it. And so
of course you didn't know.
Yeah,
you didn't know.
So yeah, they no, I'm serious. They put 2 kids on my taxes. I didn't know about it, and then she put her bank account information on my thing. So I got this. Yeah, so she ended up getting the money for the kids, like $4,500, and she made sure to put my bank account information for the state. And the state, the state, you never really get that much money from the state. It's always federal. So then the IRS hits me with a fine, like, oh, you owe us $4,500. I'm like, for what? Because they say, oh, because the check, we found out that we audited you, and we found out you didn't have 2 kids. And so you owe us the check that we sent you. I was like, I didn't get no check. Like, we sent it to a bank account. I'm like, what bank? Nah, I went Scooby-Doo. No money. Yeah, so they mentioned what bank account they sent it to and all this other bullshit. And so, yeah, I ended up holding the bag for that because she lives in another state. So because of that, I can't sue her because it's considered small claims court. And a small claims court, you have to be in the same state. But she lives in Georgia, so I would have to either go to Georgia or she would have to be in New Jersey.
So you're saying that this is the perfect crime?
And basically, yeah. So yeah. So I still owe them money. So with interest and everything like that, but it is what it is. So yeah, but speaking, she was black too. So yeah. So again, not all your kinfolk. But yeah, so going back to the Shield conversation. What did you feel about the whole Bucky and Steve made this whole decision to give Sam the shield without even telling him about it, not even telling anybody, not even telling the Avengers or anybody, the world. Yeah, hey, exactly. I'm Captain America.
Like I said, it should have been like some kind of ceremony, and they should have talked to him like, "How would you feel about it?" You know, could have been 3 of them in the room talking about how would you feel about it. He could have said no.
I mean, he kind of did when he was like, it feels like somebody else's, but Steve was like, nah, take the motherfucker.
You know what Steve kind of did to him? You ever had like a deathbed wish, like like somebody dying and they ask you a favor. Yeah, like you kind of have to do it. That's what it was. Like it's kind of messed up.
I mean, I hope not. Let me find out our favorite gay comic geek got kids enjoying it. Shit, let me find out because I'm like, how did that? I ain't never touched a vagina ever. besides when I exited the womb of my mother. That's the only time. But yeah, I don't want, other than dogs, I don't want no kids. But yeah, so I thought that was full white with Steve and Bucky. But I'm glad that Bucky at least addressed it while they were throwing the shield like
together.
Yeah, like a football, like a football.
Yeah. They make it seem real easy to throw that shield.
They're making it seem hella. That's why I was like, is that how that works? But then on the flip side, they make it seem easy as hell. But then you get to the next scene. Well, no, the scene after this, you see Sam training with the shield, and he's struggling. Montage. He's struggling. He's missing.
He's doing harder throws though. He's doing harder throws, doing flips in between the throws and stuff. He's trying to use all Steve's moves.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I was still just like, I know you said you don't want it, and I get why. I still want him. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I still wanted to be a super soldier, and I mentioned this before. And this is mostly from a selfish purpose. For the sake of the story, no, he does not need to be a super soldier. And I get in the comics, he is not in the super soldier. But from an outside world perspective, after the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, right now we don't have that many superpowered black people in the MCU. All we got is Valkyrie and Monica Rambeau. I want some more black superpowered people. That's the only reason I want him to be a super soldier.
I can understand your point.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I hear it in your voice. But yeah, I get why he shouldn't be like, and I completely agree with all of that. But I'm still just like, but I want some more black super people.
It's coming, I think. Hopefully,
is it though? Because I mean, Riri Williams, she ain't super powered. I mean, she got the not to downplay her.
They'll probably make her the smartest character in the MCU though.
You think they're gonna take that away from Shuri though? Yes. Okay. I mean, well, Letitia Wright, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She might not even be. They might take Shuri away from her.
Yeah.
But I mean, she ain't. At least she ain't pull a Gina Carano, and she once she got called out, she fucking deleted her Twitter.
Got quiet.
We haven't heard from her since.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gina Carano, she kept fucking up her bag. Yeah. And yeah, Storm is on the way, but when? They haven't
no light skin Storm, no mulatto Storm.
I swear to God, if they cast a Halle Berry looking motherfucker as Storm, I'm going straight to Atlanta. Is it Marvel Studios in Atlanta? They shoot all that shit in Atlanta. I'm going wherever the fuck Marvel Studios.
They probably gonna move out of it. Everybody's moving their stuff out of Georgia, so they probably there. Yeah.
But yeah, if I see an Alexandra Ship looking motherfucker as Storm, I'm burning that whole shit down. Because I would definitely have she better be like Yetidi Badaki. That's who I want. Yetidi Badaki as Storm. Bilquist from American Gods. You don't know who that is. Never mind.
Not American Gods. I know who Issa Rae is. I'll take watch Issa it Rae.
I still know who Bilquist is. Yeah, I mean Issa Rae. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take an Issa Rae complected woman, but I don't know if Issa Rae's chops are that.
Yeah.
Maybe Janelle Monáe.
No, her chops definitely not that.
Janelle Monáe's a good actor. You ain't see her like Moonlight and
she's okay.
Hidden Figure. Okay, all right.
I don't think she has a powerful presence. She's very beautiful, strong, but I don't like her voice and Storm to walk into the room and just be like,
no, I can see that. But yeah, I was thinking this too. Anna Diop, where to go?
Yeah.
From but I was like, but I guess she's currently playing Starfire, so they might not. I don't know.
This Titans might be over by then. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be. And if Josh Brolin could be Thanos in the the MCU, and then what's his face in the Fox-CU,
which comes to the MCU, so he's technically both.
Which is now which is technically both. But yeah, that's what I want. I want a dark skin, tall, 5'11",
strong voice,
strong booming presence, and she better be a motherfucking Omega level mutant. And I don't want to hear no line. Do you know what happens to a when it gets hit by lightning?
Electrocuted?
Yeah. Miss me with that bullshit. I want her to fucking and I also want her to get the Stormcaster too. Like I want her to be all powerful shit, and she better get her own fucking movie. So, but anyway, back to we almost done with the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing because it's only what was the next scene? When
the training montage, he opened up the suitcase.
Well, not even that, but fuck, why am I drawing a blank on his name? John Walker. There we go. Where he goes and talks to his parents, Lamar's parents, and he basically is spitting on Lamar's whole legacy, like he's lying on the man.
Yeah,
basically saying, "Oh yeah, I killed his killer." No, the fuck you didn't.
I mean, he didn't want to say that he didn't, though. He probably made his parents sad.
No, but it's not even just his parents. He's trying to justify it to himself because even in the beginning of the episode, he was like, I killed the guy that killed Lamar." Bucky's like, exactly. "No, you didn't. That's not." Yeah, he's trying to justify it to himself. All the mental gymnastics that they be doing. So yeah, lying to the parents and also to himself. But I don't know if you caught that look. Like his sister was kind of giving him.
Yeah, she's giving him the side eye.
Yeah, she was giving him that whole like, motherfucker, I know you lying. Yeah. I didn't like your ass anyway. That's the look that she was giving him. And I was like, I don't know who she is. I don't know who, but I want to see more of her because I like that look that she was giving him. So yeah, he apologizes to the family, is like, and pulls that line like, "Oh, anything that you need from me, I'm here for you."
Yeah, he never will see them again.
Exactly. He ain't never gonna call them again. Like, yeah. He's one of those ones where he's one of those people that's like, "Oh, I got black friends." Nah, motherfucker, you just know black people, but they're not your friend. It actually kind of makes me wonder real quick, because during this conversation, they talk about how they've been partners and how they've always been together, and so considering they've pretty much been ride or die for each other, or maybe Lamar was more ride or die for John than John was for Lamar. And they've always been together. They've always been partners. I guess they've always been best friends. Lamar doesn't have the same accolades that John does he? I don't think like the same.
I don't even want to talk about it. He probably actually has more because he's more like his position is more on the ground than John's. So he probably has more.
Because they haven't mentioned him having any medals or anything like that, or why he's chosen to be Battlestar.
Yeah,
that's just something I was wondering.
They put him there just to get killed. So. He's in the show.
Pretty much, pretty much. Which I still wasn't a fan of, but that was something I was just wondering. I was like, does he have the same level of accolades?
If not more.
Well, I'm gonna stick with that. But speaking of somebody with accolades, I'm like, at this point, because the last scene before the final scene, Sharon Carter's the power broker at this point, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're not hiding it. She like this on the tablet, doing this, selling this, talking to Backtrack the Leaper.
Yeah, because I'm like, we're about to be on the final episode. Unless we find out it's Contessa, we still haven't seen the power broker. Every time we cut to Sharon, she's like, she got money, she got connections. She hired, and then I think she hired because she talks about when she was on the phone with Bertrand the Leaper. She says, "I can double your pay this time." So I'm thinking, did she hire her in the beginning of the episode to do whatever? Because
I maybe have to go back and watch the first episode. Did they have the serum then? Is that what that was about?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. But so I definitely think at this point, she's got to be. If they come to some like fucking okey doke and say some random guy, Granted, I know Curtis Jackson is the power broker, but if they come up and show like fucking a Curtis Jackson show up, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like
50 Cent.
For the final episode, 50 Cent basically live free or die trying. Like it wouldn't make any sense based on what they've been doing. But anyway, final scene for this episode, you see John Walker. He's getting his cosplay on.
Well, that was the mid-credit scene, right?
Oh yeah, mid-credit scene. I mean, final scene is him looking at the
vibranium wings he probably
briefcase.
Got. Yeah.
I think it's more than just the wings.
You think it's the suit?
Yeah, I think he gonna be
Decked out.
full decked out with the suit, which I'm upset that this figure never came with wings. I'm like, come on, Marvel.
I had to edit.
Come on, Hasbro.
Yeah,
that's trash.
Yeah, they had the one for the movie for the show though coming out.
Yeah,
it has wings.
Yeah, because I mean, I have the movie one where he has the wings, but the Captain America one didn't make wings. I thought that was trash because I like the figure. That just then one thing they're missing was the wings, but I think that's what's in the suit is the vibrant the wings and the suit. So I'm curious to see how it looks, the MCU version.
I mean, I've seen the toy already, so you know.
I didn't know. Well, never. I didn't see the toy, so I guess I don't want to
spoil it for you then.
Nah, I mean I could look it up, but I guess no. If people in the chat, maybe they don't want to know or whatever. So, but you can tell me afterward. But yeah, I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious of what the suit looks like. But yeah, I think that's what's in the thing. And then we get to the mid credit scene, the final end scene where John Walker he's getting his cosplay on, and he's building a new lesser made dollar store version
because he ain't got no vibraniums.
Nah, he don't got no vibranium. He's making that shit out of like tire rims or whatever. Like taking refrigerator.
He had the nerve to put his medals on the shield. Like, look at me. This is who I am.
Again, that's that inferiority complex. So
I'm special too.
We'll see what happens, but hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick because we know I have a feeling this moment is going to happen in the next episode. Let me see if I can find the picture. Well, hold on. Let me share the screen. But this right here, can you see this?
Yeah.
It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
You think he's gonna make the U.S. agent costume?
I mean, maybe.
That'd be cool.
Or maybe.
All the problems I have with U.S. agent, his costume has always been fire. Like,
no, his costume. Yeah. I mean, even this right here, like, yeah. But like, I definitely feel like, especially if Sam is going to be Captain America, he has to be Captain America. Huh?
He has to beat the old Captain America.
He has to beat John. He has to beat John Walker by himself.
1-on-1, yeah.
Yeah. So
those vibranium rings will help. He can't rip those out.
Nah, he definitely can. And if they pull some bullshit where he does, I'm calling foul.
Yeah.
But we'll see because I'm excited for next week's episode. And I'm hoping that next week's episode is just as long, if not longer,
definitely,
than this week's episode. So we'll see. I'm excited. And yeah, now you got it in my head. I'm like, I hope this episode it's called Red, White, and Black. So that'll make the most sense. But wait, I'm thinking they're gonna team up in there. I mean, I hope not. It's about the Flag Smashers.
Oh,
no. I mean, they're still around, but like at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the Flag Smashers anymore. Like, really, I'm more interested in Sam versus John Walker. Like, who the fuck cares about the Flag Smashers? But hold on, really quick. I got a super chat that I missed. Dust Daughters, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Isaiah was right, but I'm still ready for Sam to be Black Captain America and make racist man. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I still want Sam to be Captain America. Like, even with the conversation about no self-respecting Black man will want to be Captain America. I mean, I both agree and kind of disagree. Like, I don't necessarily think it's wrong to like want the power to try to do something. Like, because I also kind of agree with Zemo. Like, because usually people that are always seeking power, those are usually the main ones that don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, there are people that get power and do a shit ton of good. So if Sam Wilson is and becomes Captain America, but he's not Captain Government,
exactly.
Then
like Steve.
Yeah, like Steve ended up doing. Like during Winter Soldier, you saw he was like starting to ask questions. Like the first Avengers and all, even the first the Avengers movie, he was all about SHIELD and everything like that. But then you saw him eventually give up being part of the government. So hopefully Sam, after his conversation with Isaiah and everything like that, he has a wake up call. So yeah, I want him to be Captain America, but I don't want him to be affiliated with the government. So we'll see. John Walker with his white power shield. Yeah, facts. But that's pretty much all I have to say for this live stream for this week.
Said that the Shield had the star in it. I thought it was gonna be like the U.S. Agent Shield with no star in it.
Not and not even just that, but he's putting his fucking badge and shit.
Yeah, medals in it. Yeah, like look at me, motherfucker.
Getting that white privilege, that's white supremacy is one hell of a drug. Once you get a sip, you just addicted to that motherfucker, and he's addicted to that power. Even the super soldier serum isn't even enough. He needs to be Captain America because that's his whole. That's all he knows. That's all he knows to be.
I definitely see them faking his death at the end of the episode, though.
Do you think he's gonna be
U.S. agent? Definitely.
Yeah, U.S. agent.
Definitely. That's why they set up with the Countess or whatever. They set that up, so there's room for him after, because the government's not gonna let him operate as U.S. agent like John Walker publicly, did all this stuff. So faking his death, which sets him up. So.
Nah, I mean, he may end up being a U.S. agent, or he's a white man, so even though he got dismissed from the military, I see him like if this was real life. I totally see this motherfucker going to like Fox News or whatever, being a contributor,
an analyst. Yeah,
Fox News analyst with all the medals and shit like that. I mean, even take real life. One of the motherfuckers that killed Breonna Taylor, this motherfucker got a book deal with Simon and Schuster.
Crazy. Yeah, real life, he would have a GoFundMe and get like $10 million.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Even with that, like there are cops that fucking donated to Kyle Rittenhouse, the motherfucker that started shooting people. Like, fuck. Anyway, I'm done because I'm gonna start saying some shit. Well, that's all I got. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say in this live stream.
All this stuff had me kind of heated.
Yeah, I don't got nothing else to say. For those people that watch this, that were here for the whole hour and 36 minutes, I appreciate you. And for those of you that are coming to watch in the replay, I appreciate you for watching. Again, if you can hit the like button, I greatly appreciate it, and it'll really help with the stream and everything like that. Next week we are coming back for
tell me what happens next week.
I'm about to. We're coming back for the full finale of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, hopefully red, white, and black. But also we're gonna be doing something a little different next week. Instead of it just being me and Ron, or Ron and I, which proper grammar, I don't know. But we're gonna do we're gonna assemble the Avengers, the Black Avengers, the Avengers Unity Squad. And I'm going to have, if you guys remember, I'm going to have Fantastic Frankie on the stream. If you remember, she was on the show before. And if you also remember from a long time ago when I did my very first live, when I talked about when I did the season finale of Lovecraft Country, I'm also going to have James, Grandmaster Facts. It's going to be all four of us on the live stream next week. We're still, Frankie says she knows how to do it. We're still trying to figure out the logistics. So she's going to go, because she's going to go live on her channel. But at the same time, I'm going to be live on my channel too, but we're going to combine it. She says she knows how to do it. Yeah, but I believe it. I believe
Black women
it too.
Can do anything.
Yeah, she can. Because I'm like, because when she tried to explain it to me, I'm like, I don't get it. But whatever. She says she knows how to do it. So hopefully it goes well. So yeah, it'll be join me next week here on the channel. I think it's gonna be we're gonna be 7:00 again, and it's gonna be Black Avengers Assemble for the season finale, hopefully not series finale of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Again, I'm gonna say it, red, white, and black. So join us at the same gay time, same gay place, and then be on the lookout for tomorrow. I'm dropping my Invincible episode 6 spoiler review.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a good episode.
Yeah,
and I'm on issue like 25 of the comic, so I'm like reading the comic at the same time of the show.
And they're going like a different route. It's the same material, but they're just stretching some parts out.
Yeah, they're stretching. So all that shit that's happening with Robot right now, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is happening because I'm not there yet in the book.
Yeah, the Robot stuff is really further down the line. Like,
because they're not even teasing. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but I guess I'll find out as I'm reading and watching at the same time. So. Yeah, but anyway, thank you guys again for joining me. Yes, Invincible is lit, but I will see you guys next week in the safe Gayven. Peace.